I have an eating disorder, and I'm aware of it. A lot of people don't like admitting it to themselves, but here I am telling you the truth. Hello, my name is Oliver, I'm 26 years old, I'm a dad, and today is episode 13 of 100 videos where I'm uploading for the first 100 days of 2026 consecutively. Today I have decided to talk about my eating disorder. I made a video a while ago about losing weight and my eating disorder, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's never been healthy. When I was younger, I remember being bullied at school, and it absolutely sucked. I didn't like being bullied. I was physically bullied, verbally bullied, mentally bullied, and I went home and I dealt with a lot of stuff there too. So I ate. I remember coming home and just gorging on packs of custard creams. That's what I would eat. I would go home and I'd sit in front of the TV with my trousers off, I'd sit in my boxers watching Rules of Engagement, How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, 2 episodes of each, 4, 5, 6 p.m. And I'd just eat custard creams. And that's what I did. Then my portion sizes got bigger and I couldn't control it. I was the fat kid at school. I was bullied and I was the fat kid at school. I went to 2 high schools. A lot of people don't know that. I have a lot of people who watch this channel from my second high school and they don't realise I actually went to one before. For year 7, I was in an all-boys school and I was horrifically bullied there. That was not a fun experience. So my mum moved me to another school, a mixed school, for year 8 onwards, and I just dealt with people again. And it wasn't great. Like, yeah, sure, I made some friends there, but it just wasn't a great experience, high school for me. And I was the fat kid. I remember one time, this guy he was a bully, he was taller than me, he was also bigger than me, and he'd tried to befriend me, like, all the time, and I never understood it. He would be like, oh, do you want to come to my birthday party, like, every other day? And I don't know why they wanted to meet up with me, I don't understand. And then he shook my hand one time, and he did it continuously to make the man boobs go up and down, and him and his friends were laughing, and I just felt ashamed. I felt ashamed of my own body. These were the same people that, you know, one of my late friends, he went to meet up with them in town and they egged him. Same people. So I knew they weren't friendly. I did get big, and I was a short kid too. I was 5'2" when I left high school, 16 years old. That was pretty short, and then between then and Christmas I hit 5'6". I'm about 5'9" now, but I was the short fat kid at school. Well, that's how it felt, at least. I hated it, hated every second of it, and sometimes I look at old videos that I recorded and just think, wow, just like, what is it? I just don't understand. I don't know why I ended up in that position. It took me to being homeless to really focus on my weight, I guess. 18 years old, for other reasons, I was diagnosed with depression, and that was a struggle in itself and potentially explained my eating habits. I would eat and then I'd starve. I wasn't the person who threw up, I wasn't one of those people, but I would starve myself continuously. I still do it to this day, I'm aware of it. I'll go days without eating. I know I haven't eaten today. It's just, it is what it is. But I'm aware of it, I'm acknowledging it, and I'm trying to work through my own personal issues. Most of the time it's unintentional. I'm so in rhythm with it, because I've had it for so many years, that I struggle to get out of it. I remember getting depressed over when I broke my foot in 2019. I'd just had my eating disorder. I'd lost weight and I was down to like 80 kilos. I made a video on this channel actually of me going, look at this, but I know the weight loss wasn't healthy. And then after I broke my foot, I slowly put it back on and I passed over 100 kilos and it was just ticking up. And I look back at some of those videos and think, damn. I didn't upload a lot in that time actually, because that was one of the reasons, because of my weight. I struggled, and I still do. It's a painful mind game to deal with, because some days it's like, I don't want to eat. I don't need to eat. You know, I'm perfectly fine. But I can see it. I can see me not eating is affecting me. So I do try. I do try to push through it, and I do try to do things healthily. I try to diet, and I feel like I can eat a salad and put on weight. I'm sure many people watching this video also feel the same. I don't know if I have a slow metabolism or a fast metabolism because of my eating habits. I don't know. I did try, and I was doing really well with my health. I got down to 77 kilos, and I'd put on a decent amount of muscle, and I was looking really good. And then we went to New Zealand, and I don't know what happened. I came back from New Zealand seeing this beautiful country, and I came back to England and I was really depressed. And it kicked in again, and I'd gorge. I've had to stop myself eating certain foods. I haven't eaten hot crust buns, that was one. I haven't eaten hot crust buns in 3-4 years now because of how bad it was. I would just sit there and eat these like big hot crust buns, like 12 in a sitting, maybe a couple times a day. They do these hot crust bun loaves as well, and I'd just go through a couple of those. Cheesecake, that was a big one. I would buy a couple of cheesecakes and just sit there and eat them as a portion. I haven't touched cheesecake in years now, and if I were to have a slice of cheesecake, it would only be a small one because I'm able to control those parts of my behaviour these days. It's difficult. It really is difficult. I try and I seem to fail. And the thing is I'm not addicted to sugar. I'm not addicted to sugary things. I don't eat sweets or chocolate or crisps. It's not me. But my portion sizes could definitely shrink. Big one is cheese. I know cheese is a big addiction for a lot of people, and I eat a lot of cheese, and I never mean to. I try to think, if I get one of those like little 50p pizzas and I put a load of cheese on it, cup of pepper, put it on it, that'll counteract it. It doesn't. I know it doesn't. But my brain just thinks like that. I'm doing a lot better these days though. So, for instance, I don't drink fizzy drinks much. I say much because maybe once every couple of weeks I'll have a can of Coke. Coca-Cola, that's as good as it gets. I don't touch fizzy drinks otherwise. I got a little bit left, but I generally drink water, or I have a bottle of sugar-free Ribena, and sometimes I have that with it, but even that, I haven't touched that in ages. I said to myself, I'm going to cut all that stuff out and I'm going to just go to water, and to be honest with you, it has really helped with the weight loss, and hopefully makes my skin feel a lot better, because when you do have an eating disorder, you screw yourself up. I know I'm not perfect. What is there about perfection, really? I struggle every single day. I screw my body over all the time because of my habits like food and stuff, and I just want to not have this issue. I see normal people with no mental health who can eat normally, maybe even go to the gym, just have these great lives, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Portion sizes is a big one. It's a really big one, because the portion size is either massive or nothing at all. And then when I don't eat, I then gorge. And then I do it in reverse. And it just keeps happening. But I'm trying my best to keep on top of it, and the last few years I've been really trying. I know it was bad at one point, I do, especially in school. It was really bad. I just, as I say, custard creams. It was custard. When I talk about custard creams, I'm not talking about like a few custard creams. I'm talking about packets of custard creams. Cookies. When I was at the all boys school, I used to go to Waitrose, and I'd get these cookies. They used to be 3 for £1. And I would be like, yeah, cookies. And then they did like a box of like 12 mini muffins for 95p. We're going back to like 2010 here. But that's the sort of things you could get. And I would just be like, yeah. And I'd just eat them. I would. And then I remember buying them and thinking, I'm not going to eat them. And I sold them. I did. I sold them at school. I'd sold the muffins individually and I sold the cookies individually to make some money because I was an entrepreneur and I started selling stuff at school. But the habits I had have come straight into adulthood. I don't let it affect me much. I don't let it affect my son. I genuinely don't notice when I don't eat sometimes. I was wondering one time, like, why am I shaking? And it's like, oh, I haven't eaten in 3 days. That's probably the thing. Oh, and I'm probably having the can of Coke every now and again because, oh, it's got the sugar that I need. I don't even know how my brain works with it. Now, I haven't gone into all the details of everything that I've been dealing with the eating disorder, but I'm aware of my condition and I'm aware of how much it affects me, and I've been aware of it for years, and I just want to become the best version of me, but as I've said before, I've got work to do. So yeah, that's my eating disorder. It's just a breeze over it, really. I would love to say that losing weight has been healthy in the past, and it really hasn't. This, at the moment, I would say, when I put the weight back on, I was healthy at 77, and then I put it back on, and that was unhealthy, down to, I think I was like, if I hit over 90, I'd be angry. I'm certain I hit over 90. But since losing weight again, I'm aware that like 5-6 kilos, that hasn't been healthy. And that's me. I don't want to be in this position. I don't want to have an eating disorder. I don't want to sometimes go through stages of eating loads and then eating nothing at all. It won't be forever. It might be. It might be forever. I have no idea. But it also might not be. I luckily haven't let things like that spread, so I don't, I don't want to say the words for video retention, obviously, but I've never done anything like that, and I used to go to school with people who had eating disorders and had a few, mentality problems. Some of them I see online now, and it's like they're in healthy relationships, some are married, and they're doing a lot better these days. For me, I never did those bits, but the rest of it, I'm doing okay. It's somewhat under control. I don't eat enough in a day when I do eat, because I'm forcing myself to eat. I mean, a handful of popcorn, it's not a meal, is it? It's not a joke either. So yeah, that is my eating disorder. And as I said, I've only grazed over the top of it. So if you're interested in seeing more like this, let me know in the comments below, because I would honestly like to know. If you have dealt with an eating disorder or problems like that, then please reach out to someone. Reach out to me in the comments. Reach out to other people. You'll be amazed how many people want to help you, because I've suffered in silence. And it's not healthy. It's not. But being aware of the issue means I can move forward and move past things and better myself for the future. Adios, my Miss Migos. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Goodbye for now.